Educating, informing, serving. Fact TV, keeping government honest.
There's no public here, no public comment, anybody? Oh, except Celia, your public comment. Well, sort of. Sorry to see you go, Matt. Entertain a motion to accept the minutes of the January 18th meeting.
I move to accept the minutes of the January 18th meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any additions or corrections?
Yes, there
What?
is one addition to the
What?
draft that I sent. Celia had requested that I add a statement that she is not seeking re-election as the collector of delinquent taxes. So I
All right.
added a sentence to that effect.
All right. On all those in favor of approving the amended minutes, say aye.
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 Aye. Okay, opposed? All right. Warrants and bills, you got a copy of what I sent you. Not too many bills. They'll probably all come in tomorrow. Any questions? Pretty straightforward. Okay, I entertain a motion to approve the warrant as printed.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, additions, corrections, questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right, review village elected positions flyer. We got a new one, what, today? Any comments?
So you asked question, should we, how should we handle the fact that it's being treated now as one position? Legally, do we need to have it elected as two positions?
Yes,
Okay.
but it could be the same person.
So I will put in wording that indicates that.
Okay.
It's quite long. Are people okay with that? It occurred to me that I'm sure with Carl's help, I could put this up on the website and direct people to it and
Mhm.
shorten it up quite a bit.
Mhm.
But at your pleasure, it's fine for an article in the Shopper. I think it's a little long for Front Porch Forum. It's definitely long for Facebook. And you gave me the authority to spread it everywhere once we're comfortable with the wording.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what's your pleasure? It should be on the website, don't you think? Carl, weigh in on this.
I think so, for sure.
It could be more formal if you wanted to shorten it up for the website. You know, just mention that these positions are open.
Yep, I will do that.
Well,
So
we can,
Amy and Carl and Matt, do you have anybody in particular in mind that you want to reach out to personally?
Yes,
Great.
I do.
Good.
Yeah, and we do have kind of in our back pocket, if nobody steps forward, Alex said he would be willing to continue for a year.
Yeah.
But I've heard of someone who has a great background, who's in the village, who has, I think, the right spirit, extremely well organized. So I haven't approached her, but my plan is to do that, or anybody else.
Is that for
Want me to
treasurer?
say it on the
No,
Zoom?
no,
It's
no,
public
especially
here.
since you haven't.
Yeah.
Is that for treasurer or some other?
Yeah,
Oh, good. Okay.
yeah, that's the position that concerms me. I mean, I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, that's. the most
there are a
important.
lot of responsibilities and a lot of ways it can go wrong. I mean,
Right.
I know that's a negative point of view, but I think we've been very well treated with Alex and Celia, and I definitely want that to continue. So that's my concern.
Good.
Amy?
Yep.
If you can adjust it so that it fits on a single sheet, that would be easier to post at the market. And if you drop the font by a point and raise the margins a bit, you could probably put everything that you want on a single page.
Okay. Yeah, I have it in a large font, which is dumb but initially I thought I was going to be sharing it, doing a screen share on Zoom, and I wanted you to be able to read it. But yes, it's easy. It's easy to make the margins smaller and to shrink the text and still have it fairly legible. I think I can get it on one page easily.
If you're putting something up on the bulletin board or at the market, it'd be good to have a graphic of some kind.
Because of what, I'm sorry.
What?
A graphic like the one at the top of the website, the Village Park.
Yeah, or something even more jazzy.
Yeah, I actually don't have a color printer, so.
Oh, well, I do, so
Okay.
you want to send it to me. And then I could send it back. I could make it a PDF and send it back to you. No,
Okay.
but you couldn't print it anyway.
No, I can't print it if that's the case.
Okay. Okay, Guy Payne is joining us. Hello, Guy.
Any other comments before I move forward with this?
No. Oh, Guy, you got jaundice.
Yeah, a little bit.
I thought it read very nicely, Amy.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It was a good description.
Okay. Committee reports, wastewater. You got anything for us, Rob?
Yeah, I got a few things. We have a power supply at the plant problem. We're still trying to narrow it down. We've lost 2 power supplies that knocked the plant out. Working with Tom Allen, which is LCS. He does the control sides of the plant. Had Lawrence and Lober there last Friday to try to troubleshoot where they think it may be a short in the system, but they haven't found any smoking gun yet. So we're still working with that. I've got to get a hold of the electrician that was there on Friday and have him talk to Tom Allen so they can actually pinpoint if he actually took the readings that they need to take the readings. Tom has seen this happen at 2 or 3 other plants with the transformer, is what he's telling me. So we're working through that issue. The other thing is the DO probe / controller went array about a month ago. We got a new controller. We put the new controller in, and it was doing the same. It came up as the probe was out. So now we're researching the probe and getting a new probe coming for one of the SBR tanks. Still working on. I did some research on it when I was working half days last week, a week before, and the paper that I read that the probe may be under warranty. So Tom Allen's had got back to me tonight and said that they're the one that purchased it, and they're working on getting it and talking to the company that supplied it. We've just got to get the serial number, if there is a serial number, on which probe it was, because there's 2, so that we can see if it's under warranty. So there's just a couple of issues that are going on at the plant. The other thing is I ordered a couple bags of polymer, and that's used to thicken the sludge in the holding tanks, which we had 3. We had done an experimental with 3 bags this past summer, and that seems to be working out well. So I had ordered a couple more bags. It thickens up the sludge so we don't have to waste or have it shipped out as often. It's a thicker load. And then my other question was, where are we at with the shed? I kind of don't know where that's at.
He has the permit, and
Good.
Alex they're supposedly writing him the check to order the materials.
He
My
hasn't
guess
done it.
is, my guess is
hasn't-
that will happen very quickly. Alex, I know when I needed a check, he responded right away and arranged for me to pick it up, just drive by the house and pick it up from a neutral place. So I'll be very surprised if that doesn't happen quickly for Kevin to get the check, order the materials.
Is
So we're gonna-
anything?
We're
Yeah.
gonna pay for the materials before he puts it up.
Well, some of them he has to order that are not refundable.
Okay.
Yeah, I had kind of pushed to make sure that everything was on site so that we didn't have walls stood up there, in the weather for weeks on end until trusses came in and so on and so forth. So
Okay.
there's a lot of special order, the trusses, the siding, roofing, were all things that needed to be ordered, doors.
Okay. So everything's gonna be there, but prior for him to start building.
That's correct. Everything to put the shell up is going to be there. And along with, I guess, the siding and the doors should be available too. So once it starts, it'll be a weatherproof shell in a hurry.
Okay.
Amy?
So Rob, what are the implications of these problems at the plant? Are there things that we should be concerned about in terms of how the plant functions?
No, unfortunately, when it goes offline, we're still working on why it doesn't call us. The power supply goes out, and when we go to check it in the morning to find out when the plant's going off, you realize it was been out. So this last time, it actually went into it filling up the backup equalization tank, which is the old clarifier. So we had to deal with emptying that throughout the next couple days, which is not the end of the world, but it did exactly what it should have. If you have more flow coming in than your plant can handle, it goes into that tank, which it did. So, and Tom Allen and his crew are working on that. I talked to him today. The guy that does on the computer stuff, he can actually access the SCADA system through his computer, and he was actually on site somewhere else last week, so he's back at the shop this week, and I'm hoping to get in contact with him tomorrow to find out what he had found. So
You're saying the SCADA did not notify you that it was?
Yeah,
done?
we didn't get a call.
Wow.
that the system was out. So
Wow.
that's kind of troublesome for me
Yeah.
because we got the SCADA system and it's not calling out.
Hmm.
The other thing that was put on, Tata and Howard had the brackets put on for the blower,
Yeah.
the noise system.
Mhm.
And what the guys are telling me is they don't notice a difference. I don't know, Matt, do you notice a difference? You're the one closest.
Yeah, I haven't noticed the difference.
Okay. Yeah, and like I said, I talked to Carlin, which is from Penta today, and he asked about that, and I said, yeah, well, the guys are telling me that they haven't noticed a difference, and the little bit of time I was there this morning, I didn't notice a difference. So like I said, I don't know. I haven't talked to Dexter to find out what the next plan of attack is, but my personal opinion is I think we ought to do some sort of sound deadening insulation around the pipes like I had started with the Roxol and maybe see if there's a better density insulation that will stand the heat too, and do all the pipe system and see if that'll help. Because I think what we did with the insulation a little bit that we did, I think that helped a lot. But that's just me. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but
That makes sense.
that's what I think.
The Roxol will stand the heat.
Oh yeah, no, I know. That's why I did it. But there's got to be something else that they use on big steam boiler pipes that'll be a sound densening plus the heat, and then wrap it with plastic so it's more than what I did with saran wrap type of stuff. Just to make it a lot neater looking than what I did. So, but like I said, I'm just getting back today to 8 hours, so there's a few things on my plate before I get to call Dexter and see where he's at with stuff on that. So I don't know if Ben has heard anything at all from Dexter on that or not.
Well, I haven't, and actually, I think Carl's had the more recent communication with Tata and Howard. So, Carl, can you convey that feedback to Tata and Howard, because
I will do that.
it sounds like the engineering solution that they came up with and implemented hasn't taken care of the situation.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, I think it'd be
Rob,
good to
have
hear
heard
from you.
Dexter about ServPro.
What's that?
Have you heard anything about ServPro coming back with another estimate for the mold issue?
No, I haven't, didn't know they were coming back for another round.
Well, they sent us an estimate that involved tearing out a bunch of ceiling instead of cleaning. And Dexter was going to have them take a look at just cleaning the mold to fix it. And I just wondered if you'd heard from them
No, I haven't heard from
yet.
him. His Dexter wanted them to clean the mold instead of rip it out.
Instead of ripping out the ceiling, yeah.
My opinion, we're always going to chase our tail on that with the sheetrock in there with moisture. But
Well, there was two things that he explained went along with that. One was the fire rating that they needed for the ceiling in there, and the other was that the sheetrock on the ceiling, I believe, was coated with something. I don't know if it was enamel paint or an epoxy paint that wouldn't allow moisture and or mold to penetrate into the sheetrock. But that's the way I took the conversation.
That's what I understood, yeah.
So whether that's going to work in our favor or not, I don't know. But that's where that was left.
okay,
Well,
First
when I talk to him about the brackets, I'll mention that too, as long as you haven't heard anything.
yeah, I haven't heard anything back from Serpro or Dexter.
We also received information about testing the sewage for COVID.
Yeah,
And Rob said they're not doing it in Bellows Falls.
yeah, no, it's in the wastewater. If anybody has, it's in wastewater, but
But I don't know if you know it's there, what do you do about it,
not much. Just like everything else, it's in
Yeah.
wastewater.
Yeah,
I mean, we take our precautions and protect ourselves as much as
Right.
we can. But,
all right.
so,
Okay, anything else on that?
I-
Good to have you back.
thank you. Anything else from anybody else?
Thanks, Rob.
No, thank you.
Who's
Have a
next?
good evening.
Thank you.
You too.
Yep.
All right, fire station building, anything else to report on that?
No, I was going to reach out to Art Smith this week. I just want to review what I have for a layout
Way out.
of a simplified fire station and discuss with him the design build aspect of it.
All right, other business. We talked about the snow and the cars parked on Main Street, and I checked with the town. They don't have a town towing ordinance or plan. They don't have that plan. They said the village of Bellows Falls has an ordinance, but the town has no ordinance. And the town manager didn't think the sheriff would be much help. So I have reached out to two people who are guilty, let's put it that way, and forewarned them and chided them afterward and warned them before. So I hope that this time, if anybody goes downtown, let me know, down to Main Street. Let me know if you see anybody parked so we can, I don't know what you can do, but
Yeah.
they've been warned.
I wonder if something as obvious as a fluorescent note.
We have a yellow sheet that I guess they used in the past. It's a paper that you put on the car, and it says something about don't let this happen to you, and it shows a car being towed away. But these people know that they're supposed to get their cars off. It's not that they're ignorant. They know.
So it's repeat offenders,
It's
happens every winter?
Well, the people at the Colvin House, it's a repeat, and the owner has talked to them, and he's told them over and over again. So
Is this a problem of there are no safe places where
no,
you
there
can
is a
park?
place there. You have to have designated parking places if you run a business like that. And he has places in the back, but they just don't want to park back there. So it's the penalty. There's no penalty, so.
So that's nothing that we would want to consider, is putting in some sort of
What?
parking, whatever you want to call it, or towing ordinance, or on Main Street.
We could if we wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why we couldn't just, do you have to have an ordinance or can you just do it? Because if it's against the law to do it, then obviously you have an ordinance that says it's illegal to park overnight. Overnight or before, during, or 24 hours after a storm. So there's already a law. It might even be a state law, I don't know.
Yeah.
How big is the problem? Two
Well-
people, 20 people?
Oh, no, I don't think. Maybe a couple, 2 or 3, maybe at the most. And the problem is that it makes it hard for the plow people. And it also then eliminates parking places, because if they pull their car out, then there's all this snow there and nobody can park there. It just makes it harder, and it's just creates a problem for the
Yeah.
plows and for parking.
So you discussed this with the town manager,
I
Louise?
emailed him, and he just emailed me back and told me what the status was. We didn't have
Yeah.
a discussion
I'm
because
curious about what they do in Rockingham.
there's no ordinance, because it's only in Bellows Falls that they have an ordinance and I don't know if they actually tow people or not.
So that's analogous to our situation, though. Maybe we should inquire a little further. So who would we ask about that? Somebody who's been on the board for quite a while?
Well, he should know. He's the manager of Bellows Falls too.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want to know?
Relatively new, he might not know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he's new. Yeah,
The police would know if they've been issuing tickets,
yeah.
orders to tow.
I don't know if they're involved or not. There's only one tow truck company apparently. So I think we just have to be more proactive and just tell people, really, those people we see doing it, just get on their case. That's the easiest thing to do, and probably the only really effective thing.
I'm surprised that they don't get blocked in when the plows go by with a wedge of snow up.
Oh, they do.
You would think that would be incentive not to park in the street.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? Because then you got to go dig your car out. Maybe we should just have the plow them in more.
Yeah,
Cover them all over.
have them dump a front end loader on them.
It's kind of like Boston.
Yeah,
They'll be putting chairs out there in a minute before you know it. Save their parking place. All right. Anything else? Guy, do you have any words of wisdom? No? Oh, gee. What's a report from School Street?
He's on mute.
He's on mute.
Yeah, no, we're doing fine.
Good. That's good to hear. Good to hear.
You know,
And-
Guy, I haven't done anything about Green Up Day. Did you see that email from somebody in the higher ups?
No.
I'll try
It
and
probably
follow
came-
that up.
Okay. All
I know I have a
that's fine.
great picture of you waving green bags around your head from, last year, and I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they wanted photos. So,
Okay.
All right,
Well,
is there anything else that anyone has? Can we call it an evening?
Motion to adjourn.
All right, is there, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thanks.
All
Have a
right.
great night, guys.
Okay, great. Thank you. Happy snowstorm.